Good day, my friends. It's Chris, the Batman statue collector, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles and another hit or miss video. This one is from XM Studios, obviously Flash and Reverse Flash, 1/4 scale and 1/6 scale. Today we're going to be talking about whether it is truly a hit or miss or not. Let's find out next. All right, guys, so here we go, and we actually had a great conversation about these two statues the other day on Rogues Gallery Live, so check that out if you missed it. But these are a great pairing from XM Studios, and again, this is going to be given to us in 1/4 scale and also 6 scale, which is incredible, the variety to offer for collectors, of course, for not only funds, but also, of course, space, because space is always a premium. Now, of course, this is a very dynamic piece. Now, Flash, we oftentimes see him running, we actually joked on Rogues Gallery about the fact that it's always like these, broken up streets where he's running. And, of course, the city costs, so you can only imagine, you wouldn't want Flash to live in your city. But it is a very cool dynamic piece. Again, this has been done before, but it definitely captures the dynamic nature of this character. Some people have said that this piece has some flaws in terms of there's little divots and little scarring on the actual suit. I actually really like that. I think it adds a lot of visual interest and it looks like battle damage, so that doesn't really bother me at all. Of course, this is going to have instant comparisons to the Daniel Bell piece from Sideshow. However, I feel like that piece is maybe a little bit more realistic, where this one is maybe a little bit more true to the comics. But they both have their place, and they're both very, very good, and they're both very, very dynamic. Again, what we're looking at here is the 1/4 scale. Again, you can see those little divots in the boots, the texturing, but it also has a second torso, guys. I love that XM does this with the second torsos. That is very, very cool, and I love that effect. This is something very different. Obviously, the other torso, he's running forward. This one, he's looking backward, so it adds so much different visual interest. And of course, that whirlwind around his hand, that's something very, very different. I have not seen that done before, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the shading. I love the coloring. There was some questioning about the seams around the neck, because obviously, if it was two different torsos, you wouldn't need a neck seam. So again, this is the prototype. I don't really have that information yet, but you do get both torsos, and you do get both bases to display the torsos, so you can actually display them side by side here, which is really quite impressive. Now again, what we're looking at is the 1/4 scale, and that retails for $955 USD approximately, and the ES is $399, whereas the 6 scale is $670 USD approximately, depending on where you buy it, and the ES is $399. But look how great those look together. Really, really impressive. I'm really just, in awe of this piece. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, but where I really feel like it really shines is when you put these two statues together, and I'll show you a photograph of that here really soon. But I do think Flash himself looks great. Of course, I do like both of these torsos, but I think I really do like the visual interest of that whirlwind. I think that's just really cool. Obviously, the base and the rebar and everything else going along. And I do like the lightning. I know our friend Eric mentioned the other night that he wishes the Sideshow piece did have the little lightning bolts, because it does add some, again, really great movement and visual interest, in my opinion. So let's move on next to the Reverse Flash. This piece, I love this pose right here. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love that it looks like he's chasing after the Flash, and I just really like this torso. I'm not a big fan of the other one, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So the price point on this one is the same, $955 for the 4th scale, ES of $399. And the 6 scale, again, $670 with an ES of $399. Again, those prices depend on where you get this. These prices I'm referring to our friend Todd, who a lot of you know in the community. So anyway, I really like the details here. I love the shading. I think they did a really, really good job overall with this one. Again, I'm not as familiar with the Reverse Flash, so I can't speak on that. You guys know I'm a Batman guy, but I do appreciate this statue very much, and I appreciate the bright, bold, brilliant colors that they've used here. I think the shading looks really nice, and again, I just think there's a lot of good things going. I mean, look at the texture on the boot there. It's really, really good, and I love the shading difference there as well. I think they really captured it well, and of course, the base itself is dynamic. It's got the stop sign, it's got the rebar, and again, I feel sorry for the street managers in this town, because it was Central City, because can imagine how much damage these guys do. But anyway, here is the alternative torso. I just think it's ho-hum. It's not really my favorite. Maybe some of you like it better, but I love the running portrait and torso so much better. But I don't know. I just don't really get any good vibes from this one at all, and maybe there's something I'm missing in terms of storytelling, but it's just not my thing. It's just not my favorite, but I do think it looks okay. But again, I really like that running pose. So this gives you kind of an idea here of the size. Again, this is the quarter scale that I'm showing you guys. So again, compared to that coffee cup, it is a sizable piece at that $955 price point. So it is expensive for a quarter scale, but you also have to realize that you are getting 2 torsos and the 2 bases to display him. So, you know, is that fair? I think it's probably fair considering. But I do like when XM does offer these 2 torsos, because I do think it adds a lot, and you can switch it out. I mean, it's so different of the look, which is great. The height and the size of this is not going to take up a tremendous amount of room, especially if you go 6 scale. But again, I think it looks really, really good overall, and I can't wait to show you this photo here in just a second. But again, I did want to show you a close-up of the portrait. I do really like this pose. I love the way his hand is going. I just think it's very, very good. So anyway, I do want to show you the 2 side by side. Again, I love that they're kind of racing, they're chasing after each other, and I think that looks great. The colors, the reds and the yellows, the bases, the heights of the bases all match up very, very well. I think XM nailed this one. And again, from a storytelling element, you know, I love this. Like, this image right here is my favorite. I just absolutely love it. So I do think it's a hit. I think it's great. I think the price point is probably pretty fair considering you do get the 2 torsos. I don't really see a lot of negatives on this one, other than I don't really care for that extra torso on the reverse flash. But I do want to turn it over to you. What do you guys think of this one? Is it a hit or miss for you? Please leave your comments down below. I really appreciate you all. Thank you guys so very much for checking out this hit or miss video today, and I'll of course see you soon right here in the Batcave. Bye everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.